Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at VRA. So, doing pretty well since our entry point, which again was pretty much near the bottom, and having what I think is a well-deserved pullback from its last move straight up. When you can see here, I mean, this consolidation took a little while. Nice and healthy though, definitely fine. A little lower than generally you would expect, but certainly not in any kind of danger zone, not massively dangerous. And again, you know, this is through the month of September, which is a bearish month. A lot of things struggled. There's a lot of questions upon the heads of many coins, including Bitcoin, among this time. So with or without that, it looks relatively good. A bit wicky at some points, but pretty good. And then straight back up again as soon as October began. So to me, this looks like it's just wanting to consolidate, and fair play to it. My expectation of Bitcoin coming into next week is that there is likely to be a bit of a pullback, and that will obviously bring the market down. But I made a video just prior to making this one, really, which is focused around the Bitcoin dominance chart coming up to a specific resistance area. And we'll just have a quick look at that here. This is just on a daily, so again, I'm bullish on the Bitcoin dominance chart until we start to reach 50 to 52. You know, we'll take it level by level. But this is the first significant level where I'll be looking for a rejection from, which is basically the 200 exponential. We're coming in at around about 47% dominant, and could easily bring us down to maybe, I would say, well, to be honest with you, it should bring us down, but I'm not looking for this to break down below a weekly. So I'd be thinking maybe 44.5% dominance, which is still a decent amount of pullback. So even from where we are right now, from here to here, that's 4%. Doesn't sound much, but that's a lot of rotation money coming out of Bitcoin into altcoins, or just altcoins catching the bids from particularly low levels. Now this one's obviously very volatile. One of the reasons we got into it was because we recognised the volatility of it. We also recognised the absolute demolish and the complete destruction of the chart. But you know, me being in the market for as long as I have been, generally I recognise that previous volatility can repeat quite easily, and this one looked pretty good. Then when we formed our cupping handle, it was pretty much all in the bank. So very good bottom bid and continuing to ride. Taking profit on 2 occasions on this, but the rest of it is certainly not going to be taken anymore. Just allow it to ride. So let's think about this in terms of its Bitcoin pair, because as we're talking about Bitcoin dominance having a pullback, we should be thinking about the strength versus Bitcoin, and rather than, you know, tether pairing. And it does look to me like it could quite easily, and it would be great if it did come down to this level. This is the upwards portion of the support of the pitchfork, right, on Bitcoin pairing, not on tether. So we're focused on this one exactly. And you know, at the moment we're catching nice bids on the 10x on the center of this Bollinger Band, actually on the daily. And it wouldn't take a great deal for us to push our way back down to this this level here. What is it? 8121. So we'll be looking for that to be tagged in the face of a Bitcoin pullback, and then that would be an epic entry versus Bitcoin, probably worth, for me anyway, worth rotating some of my Bitcoin back into VRA for the next big push up versus Bitcoin. And again, if we're using this pitchfork, which seems to be working relatively well so far, so good, we'd be looking for us to reclaim probably the center of this pitchfork, and then maybe over time moving up and beyond. So this might be a next possible chance to pick up VRA at its next low versus Bitcoin. So you're just looking to outperform Bitcoin. You're not looking to get too clever. Just outperform Bitcoin. That'll do nicely. And so if we think about this on the daily chart versus tether, you know, the idea would be that we would probably come down to the 20, 21 exponential, perhaps. Maybe that's 11, and maybe the 20 moving average, which is the center of your Bollinger Band there, which is about 15, and that's what it is today. It'll be less than that tomorrow, and so on and so on and so on, as they are still very steep, pointing up, and offer those supports at higher levels with every closing day. So if we think about that, we think about the 11 to 15%. Where would this be on Bitcoin? That sounds about right. So if we came all the way down to our bottom bid, it's about a 10%. So we've got to bear in mind Bitcoin's pulling back as well. So that'll take the sting out of a chart like this. So yeah, it seems relatively reasonable that we are heading towards this kind of zone. We do have decent supports as well as just this pitchfork. We've got the 50 moving average, the 50 exponential. We've also got a very nice bold green Ichimoku cloud as well, all offering resistance at that level. And we'll just have a quick look on the weekly. Is there anything around those levels as well that offers any significance? Yeah, kind of, but not exactly, but kind of. There is a 10 exponential on the weekly, which will be up a little bit higher. So yeah, it should catch a bid and a decent bottom bounce from around those levels, in my opinion. I don't see why it wouldn't. and I think it'd be an opportunity worth trying to take advantage of. But again, it's all going to be initiated on the next Bitcoin pullback, which is pretty much pending as far as I'm concerned. We could obviously move up higher, but but I think in the short term the greater move would be down. But again, we're very bullish on the market. Bitcoin's a very bullish chart, but it is looking quite extended on some of these indicators that we use. So I anticipate a pullback, not a dump, not a crash, not a bear market, just a pullback, and then the Bitcoin dominance should spike up to that level and offer us the opportunity to rotate into some altcoins at low levels. Just for, short terms, maybe a day, 2, 3, 4 days. We'll see how it goes, bit by bit, level by level. And maybe this is the top for Bitcoin dominance. But I'd be surprised if it was. But if it doesn't offer a significant pullback on here and some decent altcoin gains, I'd be very surprised. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. But thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.